friggin' minutes. And it was basically, I just laid out everything about Islam. It was basically a 40-minute whinge, and it was like all these years of frustration that all of us have had about this fucking religion, it all came out. This one, I'm actually happy because freaking Australia is actually starting to wake up. Now, you've got to give credit where it's due. Credit where it's due. The dong beaters have beat us in the sound department. They missed out in the gene pool though. Even this morning, I was watching the bloody morning show. And they had these so-called experts on there crapping on about the Reclaim Australia don't really know how to tackle the problem. What we need is unity. How's that working out? Yeah. So I'd love to know what their solution is. Bring in 12,000 more refugees every year. How do you reckon that's going to pan out? Hey, just a quick shout out to the dong beaters. I was planning on going to the pub afterwards. Would you like to come? I'll see if I can let the bouncers let your bloody ice pipes in with you. You might have to take a shower too, you unwashed pricks.
Yeah!
On the morning show this morning, you had a clip of Malcolm Turnbull. Now, ISIS, apparently they're an abomination to Islam. Really? I don't know about that. The commander of ISIS does have a PhD in Islamic studies. You know, I think he knows bloody Islam better than you friggin' dog beater. There's someone else that knows Islam better than him. Muhammad. You know, a bloke that friggin' murdered countless people. Started 60 wars. Beheaded 800 people in a single day. Who are ISIS trying to imitate, I wonder? Oh, but you know, they're an abomination. Tell me, are Boko Haram an abomination? Are Al-Qaeda an abomination to Islam? Are the perpetrators of the 27,500 Islamic terrorist atrocities since 9/11, are they an abomination?
Yeah.
One of my mates that come here with me today. Bloody Daniel said something interesting this morning. He said there's three types of Muslims. The ones that have read the Quran all the way through and, you know, they've been brought up as a Muslim or they've converted or whatever, they've got a good idea of it. They'll go in three directions. They'll either completely deny it, which is the majority of them, they'll turn radical, or they'll dismiss their faith. We need to encourage these ones that are willing to dismiss their faith to come over to the good side of the force. Now, I could probably sit here all day and crap on about Islam, okay? But every single person here, I'm pretty sure you are already aware that there's a friggin' very big problem with this death cult, yeah?
Yeah!
What you really want to know is what the fuck are we going to do about it, right? But I'm not going to sit here and preach the converted. If you cannot see a problem with Islam by now, it's for one reason. You are refusing to see the problem. Simple as that. Now, I want to ask the crowd here, just one at a time if you can, if that's possible. When you're arguing with the left, what are some of the most common defences of Islam that we get? Shout them out.
Religion of peace.
Excellent. They're not all terrorists. I want to educate you on how to respond to the left-wing idiots. This man just here said, a classic friggin' argument from the left is, they're not our terrorists. Really? Okay. This is how you respond. Muhammad married a 6-year-old child. They believe he's the best example to mankind. Can I get another argument, please? Islam is a religion of peace. You know how to respond to that? Muhammad married a 6-year-old child. But I got another argument. We believe in equality. Okay. You know how you respond to that? It's not complicated, but the left-wing commentators, they will do everything to try and get you off the fucking topic. Just keep responding until eventually it sinks in. Muhammad married a 6-year-old child. He consummated that marriage when she was 9. He was in his 50s. He was a fucking pedophile. There's no grey area here. Righto. How many ex-defence personnel have we got here? Can I get a show of hands who can actually hear me? Yeah. If you can't, do us a favour and go and drown those fuckers out. Righto. How many ex-defence personnel we got? Show of hands. Well, just so happens I've got a way to defeat Islam.
She's going to have a good yell for a bit. Come back to this.
Keep going, Scott.
Righto, the ex-defence personnel, you might appreciate the format that I'm about to use here. Ever heard of SMEAC? Here's the situation. Islam has been running amok for the last 1400 years. It started with one person 1400 years ago, Muhammad. Ever since then, Muslims have been infiltrating different societies in a small group of people, playing the victim card and then waiting until their numbers grow. Once their numbers grow, it's party time for them. That's when the real Islam comes out. At the moment, Islam's a religion of peace. You know, we're always the victim. Even Waleed Ali in his pathetic rant the other day, he still managed to make the Muslims look like the fucking victims. Okay, the situation here in Australia, what have we had? We've had the Holsworthy plot, we've had the Mark Price siege, we've had the murder of Curtis Chang, we've had the young Muslim bloke down in Melbourne try to stab the 2 coppers to death. We've got more Australian Muslims, I use that bloody term loosely, fighting for the Islamic State than we do in the entire Australian Defence Force. Is there any complicated area where their fucking loyalties lie? That's the situation, okay? In 1981, you know I was talking before about their numbers growing. If you don't think this is going to happen, according to the Australian census in 1981, the Muslim population was 76,000. In 2011, it was 476,000. Today, it's over 500,000. Over 500% in one generation. Try telling them that. Right. Our mission. You all want to know what your mission is?
Yeah.
It is to cause and facilitate the eventual eradication of Islam in this country. I'll say that again. Our mission is to cause and facilitate the eventual eradication of Islam in this country. Okay, let's be honest. Who thinks that's impossible? Get a show of hands. I do. It's pretty funny how I just said that's our mission, but I think it's impossible. Let me explain that. If we keep striving for that one mission, there are plenty of other milestones that we can reach along the way. We can force the government to declassify Islam as a religion. It's been done in other countries. We can force any friggin' politician, any councillor who approves the building of a mosque to lose their job. Oh, he said the F word. Okay, this is a three-phase operation. Execution general outline, alright? The first phase of this operation is actually almost complete. The first phase is to wake up the majority of Australians as to what Islam is and not what it isn't. A few years ago, Roy Morgan Research done a poll, and it's a pretty conclusive poll, that 71% of Australians believe Islam is not good for our country. So that was a few years ago before, you know, the ISIS atrocities and all that. So we're pretty well most of the way there already. I remember 5 years ago when I was telling people a couple of truths about Islam, they had no idea that Muhammad was a pedophile. They had no idea of the amount of terrorist atrocities that have occurred because the media don't report even 1/10 of them. But now, almost every person I speak to knows. Okay? So our job here is almost done in the first phase. Okay, phase 2. Now this is the hard part. And this is not a sprint, this is a marathon. We have to encourage others to speak up. We're already doing it, we're here, okay? How many people here know people that will not speak up because they don't want to be called a racist, they are afraid of losing their job, all that sort of yoo-ha? We have to launch a rocket up these people's asses and tell them it's not a joke anymore, okay? Our friggin' lives, well, our children's lives are under threat. I do not want to have to go into a football game or into a shopping centre and constantly have to worry about a friggin' bomb going off.
Yeah.
Because if their numbers continue to grow, it will. It's inevitable. Okay, who saw the Sunday night program where on Reclaim Australia, I think it was about a month ago?
Yeah.
Would you believe, I was on that for about 15 or 20 seconds, I think. It was a 1.5-hour interview. They flew their entire film crew up to bloody Brisbane, so that wouldn't have been cheap, for 15 seconds on one. Yeah. But apparently that original story was supposed to go for 40 minutes, but it was deemed by the head honchos of Channel 7 that it was too much in Reclaim's favour, so they had to actually dumb it down. They had to go and interview Mel Gregson and that Muslim bloke, and they cut 3/4 of all of our footage out. The three people from, by the way, this all came from the producer of that program. Okay? The head honchos of Channel 7 were all ex-ABC.
Oh!
Surprise, surprise. Now, when I said that this is an uphill battle in phase 2, I wasn't joking. Alex Cullen, the reporter, right? I sat in my house educating him about Islam for about 3 hours. The other 8 or 9 people that he interviewed also did the same thing. What did he do just before the friggin' interview went to air, or the story went to air? He gets on the John Law's program and starts bagging us all out. This is what I mean. It is like talking to a brick wall with the left-wing media. They just don't get it.
I want to get it.
We also, I mean, that's how much of a bloody problem it is in the bloody media, okay? But the truth is, we need them on our side. We can't do this like holding rallies like this forever. The rallies will get bigger, and eventually we have to force them to do the right thing and tell the truth, and they will. And for those of you who think that it won't, I need to remind you of something about that Sunday night program. That backfired on them big time. And let me explain that. Even though it was a left-wing story, like it was leaning slightly to the left's favour. That was the highest rated story the Sunday night program has ever had. Highest rated. Think about it. The stupid poll that they did afterwards, within 1 hour, it was up to nearly 80% in our favour. So all of these people that are friggin' all these people in the media right now, they're shitting themselves. And I'll tell you why. They're torn. We know that a lot of them are left-wing traitors, right? But they also care about this money. They would have seen that that was the highest rated story ever, and they're gone now. They're like, oh, can I keep being a filthy traitoring scumbag, or can I go up for the ratings? I reckon there's a bit of a division going on in the media at the moment. Okay, phase 3 of the operation. This is where all the atheists and agnostics we got in the crowd. By the time we get to phase 3, all you guys can just